Shabbat Shalom. I made that up myself.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Leslie Berger. I'm co-president of the temple, along with David Youngman over there running the video. I just want to make some announcements to remind people of things that are going on. We're doing the fundraiser called Honey from the Heart, and that basically you send a jar of honey to your family and friends for Rosh Hashanah. Through ORT, the ORT organization raises money and provides students with skills needed for today's job market. So if you go to the website, it's called orthoney.com/BOC, and free shipping until August 1st. After that, it's $6.50 a jar. So I would get it in as quickly as possible. Also, in the foyer, we're collecting talis and tefillin for Kulanu. It's an organization that helps emerging Jewish communities around the world. And I also forgot to thank the volunteers last week for setting up the oneg and cleaning. And those people were Eileen McNella, Sharon Kravitz, and Joyce Kessler. Cleanup was by Brotherhood. I know Sergio was there and a couple other people. Sorry I didn't get your names. And tonight, Donna Burglas-Hess, Alyssa Hess, and Carol Brennan set up the oneg for Ellie's 90th birthday. And Brother would also clean up. And if you want to help with setting up oneg until we get somebody, please contact Ellie. She'd be happy to. Yes? Oh, you helped also? Oh, call Dina. She's setting up the schedule. And also to remind you, hopefully the cantor will be with us next Friday, so make sure the next time you hear you wear your name badges so she'll get to know everyone. And Shabbat Shalom. Oh, wait, one more thing. Thank you to the Rabbi and Dr. Ray, and of course for our video group there.
Thank you, Leslie. Helping us stream our services this evening, David Youngman, Chris Jastrock, and Phil Carey. For those of you joining us at home, please take this opportunity, set aside some challah, some candles, a bit of juice or wine or your other favorite Shabbat beverage so that we might share appropriate blessings at that time. We have Shabbat greetings from Rita and Bob Rudman, the McNella family, and Jeff and Wilma Shear. And I wish to acknowledge that everybody is here. And Rita is a member of our temple board, and Jeff is a past president. Thank you very much for your continued support. And Eileen, thank you on behalf of the McNella family. And we have a Shabbat shout out. Surprise! Ellie's celebrating a 90th birthday. So we have a special Shabbat shout out to Ellie in honor of her 90th. We also want to acknowledge that the live flowers this evening and the oneg are both sponsored by Ellie in honor of her 90th birthday. That's a great opportunity. Ellie, thank you so much for allowing us to celebrate your 90th birthday and for providing our party for us so that we can celebrate with you. However, we will have you light the candles, but not yet, and no blowing them out. At least not tonight. At least not tonight. I want to bring special greetings from someone who is unable to be with us, but would like to nonetheless express heartfelt greetings to you. There will be some momentary delays as we work with our technology.
I wasn't expecting company today. Is that Temple Beth Orr in La Mirada? Oh my goodness. I have missed you.
Like I said, there will be a few momentary delays while we manipulate our technology for the evening. I can't tell you how much I've missed it.
Oh, but please do excuse me, dear Temple Beth Orr. I believe
we need to push the magic button for the internal projector, David. There we go.
Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting company today. Is that Temple Beth Orr in La Mirada? Oh my goodness. I have missed you so much more than words could possibly say. And I wish that I were there with you right now, welcoming Shabbat in song and in community. Oh, I can't tell you how much I've missed it. Oh, but please do excuse me, dear Temple Beth Orr. I believe I see my dear friend Ellie sitting right up front. And Ellie, I hear it's your 90th birthday. 90th! Oh my goodness. I remember standing with you on the Bima here at Temple Beth Or for your bat mitzvah. Okay, maybe not at 12 or 13 because that would have been a while ago. But for your 83rd, I was so privileged to be able to stand next to you, almost literally standing on the shoulders of someone who has helped create the Temple Beth Or that we know today, one that is open and welcoming, and where people know they can always come back because they will always find family there. I got to stand with you while you led our community in prayer, in song, in wrestling with our texts, and how to engage with this as modern Jews in our modern tradition. I miss you. I miss your humor. I miss spending time with you at Onegs and hearing your stories. I miss seeing you in your element as you helped to create the Temple Beth Or that we know today. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of the time that you have spent. For your 90 years, oh my goodness, I wish that I could be there with you to celebrate in person. Mazel tov, Eli. I wish you only the best of years to come. And I know that there are plenty of people at Temple Beth Or who can help you party like you're 99, so don't worry. I know there's so much more good coming ahead of you. I wish you the best of health. I wish you a wonderful evening with the wonderful family that is Temple Beth Or. And I do so hope to be able to spend time with you in the future and see you again. And in the meantime, my friend, happy 90th. Take care of yourself. Here's to your best of health and to some wonderful years ahead of you. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Ariel. Unable to be with us in person, but thanks to the magic of our internet, we are able to welcome her here. We are young, our experiences few. We are older, veterans of life's teachings. We have endured great adversity. We have been untouched by tragedy. We are married. We are single. We are of many varied traditions. We are different from one another, and yet we are one. Having traveled many different roads, our separate journeys have led us all to this sacred place in our lives. As united by tradition and by faith, we raise our voices in celebration and in song. As we welcome this Shabbat with the singing of Dodi Li, words from Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim, speaking of our beloved. In this case, it is our Shabbat, a dear friend that is returned to us. Dodi Li. As the great doors of night are opening, we come into the clean, quiet room of Shabbat. Let us be thankful as we kindle these lights like eyes of holiness for this moment of peace. Let us savor the fruit of the vine, the blood of the earth that quickens us. Let us be thankful for grain, fruit of the grasses that feed the cow, the gazelle, and us. Let us be grateful for the children and the work of the week that are our own fruitfulness. Let us never forget that food comes from the earth we must cherish and heal, and through labor and respect, we must reward. Ellie, I invite you to join me at the candles so that we might kindle these lights and the warmth of Shabbat and welcome that into our lives. Mm-hmm.
Eloheinu melech olam, asher kidshanu b'misvetza v'tzivanu, lahad likner shel Shabbat.
You might need this. Let me.
Yes. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, source of all being, who calls us to holy acts through mitzvot, and inspires us to kindle these lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And Ellie, as you know, we don't let these moments go by without official documentation. And so it is important for us at this moment that we acknowledge the 90th birthday with some paperwork. Our world-famous birthday certificate. Yom Huledet Sameach, it says, happy birthday, Zeh Hayom Asa Adonai, Nagila V'nismachavo, a day that Adonai has made for us to rejoice and be glad. God of days and years, author of life, we thank you for the blessings of life and for all that enriches our lives. We gather today to share in the happiness of Ellie Ursus on the occasion of her 90th birthday. May Ellie be blessed with health and happiness and with strength to overcome sickness and sorrow. With your presence at her side, may Ellie be blessed to see her world in her lifetime. May Ellie's heart act wisely, her lips speak wisdom, and her tongue whisper songs. And may her vision always be towards the future, her eyes shine with the light of Torah, and her face glow like the splendor of the heavens. May Ellie be blessed with wholeness, contentment, peace, and above all with shalom. Celebrated this 16th day of Tammuz, the 15th day of July, in the presence of Temple Beth Or, your congregation. Ellie, we wish you all the best on this birthday, and this is not the end of the celebration. I have a special presentation later on. But let us join with our Cantorial Soloist in the singing of our Shehechianu, our blessing of gratitude and thanks for being able to celebrate with Ellie.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah
Celebrate some more in just a moment. Thank you. Genuine prayer is an event in which a person surpasses him or herself. A person hardly comprehends what is coming to pass. Its beginning lies on this side of the word, but the end lies beyond all worlds. At times, all we do is to utter a word with all our heart. Yet it is as if we lifted up a whole world. It is as if someone unsuspectingly pressed a button and a gigantic wheelwork were stormily and surprisingly set in motion. We continue with the words of our Baruch Hu. I invite us to rise as we are able. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. Yay la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chochma poteach she'arim uvitfona meshanei yitim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimlo chalenu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. As the sun sinks and the colors of the day turn, we offer a blessing for the twilight. For twilight is neither day nor night, but in between. And we are all twilight people. We can never fully be labeled or defined. We are many identities and loves, many genders and none. We are in between roles at the intersection of histories, or between place and place. We are crisscross paths of memory and destination, streaks of light, all swirled together. We are both, neither, and all. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, and widen our vision. May this in-between light illuminate our way to the God who transcends all categories and all definitions. May the in-between people who have come here to pray be lifted up into this twilight. We cannot always define, but we can always say a blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. May the power of God this day enable me, and may the nakedness of God disarm me. May the beauty of God silence me. May the justice of God give me voice, and the integrity of God hold me, and the desire of God move me. May the fear of God expose me to the truth, and may the breath of God give me abundant life.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihyot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Life without integrity is like loosely hanging threads, easily fraying from the main cloth. While in acts of piety we learn to understand that every instant is like a thread raveling out of eternity to form a delicate tassel, a tzitzit. We must not cast off the threads, but weave them into the design of an eternal fabric. Each day points to eternity. The fate of all time depends upon a single moment.
Shomrei, shomrei, Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat, yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, mekadeshei shvi Shabbat. Shabbat, yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat, yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i Ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, chemdat yamim, oto karata Shabbat, yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat, yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'masei v'reshit Shabbat. Zecher l'masei v'reshit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat, yismechu v'malechutecha. Shomrei, 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 Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat.
They say we are supposed to be in a palace, and so we bow and take certain steps as the prescribed supplication drops from our lips. But really, what do we know of castles and royalty? My kitchen faucet constantly leaks, and the kids' faces usually need cleaning. If a door opened to a real palace, I'd probably forget and carry in a load of groceries. No, the door we stand in front of when the Amida begins is a doorway to silence. And when we open it and step through, we arrive in our hearts. Mine's not a fancy palace, no jewels, no thrones, certainly not fit for royalty. But in this small chamber, for just a few moments on Shabbat, God and I can roll up our sleeves, put some scotch on the table, sit down together, and finally talk. That's palace enough for me. I invite us to rise as we are able, as we continue with the words of our tefillah. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'Nehem, Lema'an Shamo B'Ahava, Melech Hozer Umoshiach Umagen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah, Rav lehoshia, Morid ha'atal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech holim, Hu matir asurim, Hu mekayem emunato lishenei afar, Micha mocha bal gevorot, Hu mido melach, Melech meimid, umechayem, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh, v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelu chasela, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We may be seated. The holiness of this Shabbat, this day, is not for this day alone. We must make it overflow into all of our minutes to hallow our weekdays from these sacred moments, and hour by hour make the world a sanctuary where every human soul may be at home. Oh, may the awe we feel at the times of the miracle of one another united in prayer be with us tomorrow. Keep tenderness in our words, our touch, and our look. Praised be Adonai for the Sabbath and for its holiness. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat. The hardest part of living is the people we encounter during our journey. So, Avinu Malkeinu, I pray, help me face those I meet without resentment or disappointment. Help me to see the pain behind their actions rather than ascribing it to some malice. Help me to see their suffering rather than my own anger and rage. And in myself, as I struggle with my biggest enemy, me, give me strength to quiet my racing heart, strength to quicken my empathy, to act in gratitude and not out of need. Remind me, O God, that each and every time I close my heart to another, I add and increase the darkness that is engulfing this world and the people I love. Help me to always lead with kindness and with love.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
We extend our prayers of shalom, of hope, and of healing to all who have found their sense of shalom, of peace, and their well-being disturbed, perhaps even shattered by the challenges they are facing. In a moment, Cantorial will lead us in the Misha Berach, blessing our prayer of hope and healing. And I invite you during the musical interlude between the paragraphs to share aloud the name of a loved one. Thus we might bring them here into this space and into our hearts at this time. May all who are suffering pains and illness, may all whose sense of wholeness and well-being has been shattered or perhaps even destroyed by the very challenges they are facing, may they all be blessed on their journey a journey that will bring them to a refuah shlema, a return to the wholeness they seek, the shalom and the peace that they desire. Baruch atah Adonai rofei hacholim. We praise you, O God, who helps us bring hope and healing to those who are in need. And let us say, Amen. Let us praise Adonai, the source of knowledge and light, from whom we draw wisdom and insight. Let us savor the fullness of each and every day and fill our souls with the treasures of Shabbat, with rest, with family, with friends, with shalom. And let us appreciate these distinctions and make them in our lives sacred from profane, charity from greed, purpose from drift. Let us affirm our covenant as God's people, and let us honor those who study Torah. Let us uphold the truth of ongoing revelation, and let us celebrate the glory of our tradition and draw refreshment from the well springs of prayer. Let us respect tradition and encourage creative faith. And let us dress ourselves in the garments of God, compassion for the needy, embrace of the stranger. Then we will surely spread the canopy of peace over us and over all the world. We pause for a moment of silent prayer and meditation, such other words as our hearts and our souls might speak to us. We pause.
גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, עוד, 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 כל העולם כולו, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד.
Dr. A, the playing on the clavinova never sounded better this evening. It was absolutely stupendous. Did you notice at no times did the fingers leave the end of his hand or even touch the clavinova? He's now able to do it telepathically. It's a wonderful modern invention. Thank you very much, Phil, David, and Chris, for managing the high tech for this evening. We were unable to procure an in-person soloist for this evening, having trapped into 4 different people in the area. So at the last moment, I'm grateful that Ariel acquiesced to letting us bring her into our worship service and add a little more personal touch, a familiar melody, familiar face, and familiar tone to our worship service this evening. She truly enjoyed her time with us, and we enjoyed our time with her. And I wish she could have been here to celebrate your 90th, Ellie. But she's in Oregon and doing well, and we're very happy for her and wish her all the best. What can we say about Ellie? There's actually lots. It seems that wherever you turn, there's Ellie. And in a good way. Ellie has been with this congregation since its beginning. And Ellie, we are grateful to the efforts of you and to the generation that helped found this congregation. We are grateful for your dedication, your commitment, your tireless and continuing engagement with our congregation, and always challenging us to be the best that we can be. You know what it's like to form a congregation, a community from nothing. You know the importance of reaching out, of making contact with people. You know the importance of establishing a personal connection. You have greeted many who have entered through these doorways, whether it was that doorway or that doorway. You have been a pillar in our congregation. And I'm grateful that we are able to celebrate with you on your 90th. And I have to say that I am so proud of what Ellie did just a few months ago. Probably the most difficult thing any adult in this nation could do. I want to take this moment and I just want to acknowledge and applaud that Ellie gave up her driving. It's a bitter pill in this nation because we don't have decent mass transit, but there are various ways to get you here, and you have found those various ways. Members of our congregation, you yourself helped drive members of our congregation at various times to doctor's appointments and whatnot. And now it's our turn to kind of help do for you and to celebrate you in that way. I had a chance to go through a bunch of our pictures on Facebook and pictures we have in files. Unfortunately, the earlier pictures are absent. We didn't have Facebook 65 years ago. And someone forgot to dedicate a photographer for all the events. But I have to tell you, Ellie, in truth, it was kind of sometimes hard to find pictures of you because you were always in the kitchen or somewhere else. But I have proof that the kitchen is not the only place you spend your time. I have proof that you have been engaged in many aspects of this congregation. And what I have for us as a way of celebrating your 90 years, albeit by really kind of only looking at the last 12 or 14 of them, because, sorry, that's all I had available, is to take a look at those and know that we can magnify those last 12 years of pictures at least ninefold, almost ninefold, and know that there would be that many more pictures of you in all the various activities in which you have engaged in this congregation. I could not find pictures of the bingo that we used to do that featured you. I could not find pictures of the fireworks that we used to sell, apparently on our lawn even. But I know that you were involved in those. I know that you have been involved in sisterhood. We will see some of the most recent pictures, but I know you've been involved in sisterhood a lot longer than that. Ellie, we are grateful for your gift, the gift of you that you have brought to this congregation. And with that, I present Ellie Ursus over the years, recently. Elliot, it has been our pleasure and an honor to be able to share with you in some of your 90 years. It has been my pleasure and my honor to have shared with you in the last 14 of those years. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek, we say. May we be strong, may we together strengthen you as you have strengthened us, and may we continue sharing these occasions in the future. In honor of your birthday, we say, Ad mea ve'esrim. May it be till 120. Whatever time we have, Ellie, we look forward to sharing that time with you, having you a part of us as we are very much a part of you. As Temple Beth Or is your home, you are our home as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let us wish Ellie a hearty mazel tov on her 90th birthday as we say together, mazel tov. DVDs of the slideshow will be available for purchase. Proceeds to go to the Ellie Ursus parking spot, endowed parking spot. With that, we move to the conclusion of our worship service with the words of the Aleinu, our adoration. I invite us to rise as we are able as we continue with the Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, those who live on in our hearts and our memories, and in the place we call Olam Haba, the world to come. We call to mind those for whom we are observing the Shloshim, the 30 days since their death, Lenny Lightman, the stepfather of Shari Rosen, and Tim Manriquez, the brother of Joe Manriquez. And Shari and Joe, our hearts go out to you in the immediacy of the death of these family members. To their names, we link the names of those whose yahrzeits, the anniversaries of their death, having occurred during this past week. Dina Turak, Charlotte Kraus, May Marks Miller, Alma Wolf, Anna Kramer, Cleavon Steve Dyson, Abe Gordon, Lillian Sugar, Jack Omens, Burton Rockoff, Regina Palmer, Louis Schreier, Belle Friedman, and David L. Kessler. And to those names, we link the names of those for whom we are observing the Kaddish period: Evelyn Levin, Gloria Austin, Dee Dee Ginter, Dorothy Bernard, Molly Shartoff, Erica Cherie Barnes, Kaylee Goldstein, Craig Wilford, Fred Fink, Joyce Ulibari, Ralph Goldstein, Marvin Asnes, Joel Chaffee, Norma Lippi, Claire Phillips, David Kaplan, Helene Lieberman, Laura Cutler, Marty Hershkowitz, Dottie Roth, Gerald Kramer, Mark Lightman, Stephen Z. Levoot, and Harleen Brow. If there's a loved one whom you are remembering, I invite you to share that name at this time. To those that we have named aloud and to those that we keep named in the quiet places of our hearts and memories, we link as well the names and memories of the men and women of our armed forces who have given their lives for our liberties and our freedoms, those who have given their lives for our safety here at home, members of our police, our firefighters, and other first responders, the members of the Israeli Defense Forces who have given their lives for the hope of peace. Zichronam levracha. May their memories always be for a blessing as we share together the words of our Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemed Rabba, b'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shemed Rabba mevarach le'olam ulalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha berichu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May all of us who mourn and all of us who are bereaved, may we find through God's eternal presence a source of strength, courage, and hope, above all a source of shalom, of peace, and let us all say, Amen. We may be seated. Oh, it's also with deep sadness that I note the death of Lorraine Stein, longtime Temple member, as well as Harry Fox, longtime Temple member. Lorraine's funeral is taking place Sunday at 12:30 at Mount Sinai. It will also be streamed on Zoom. There is a meal of condolence at Lorraine's home beginning approximately about 3:30. And the Fox family has requested a private family funeral for Harry. We toast the joy of this Shabbat. We toast the joy of being able to celebrate with Ellie on her 90th birthday, of coming together as a community, of being able to be here to not only lighten our burdens, but most importantly, to magnify our joys. With the words of our Kiddush, we toast the joy of this day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho bi'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha bi'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. L'chaim, Ray. As you enter the social hall at the conclusion of our service, please feel free to take a glass of juice or wine, as is your preference. I invite us to rise as we are able for our concluding song. I invite you to hold the hand of someone next to you if you are comfortable doing that, or put your arm around the shoulder of someone next to you if you are comfortable doing that. We will conclude our time with Oseh Shalom. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens give us the courage and the strength to make peace here in this world and in our lifetime. Oh, Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru amen. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Amen. Oseh shalom, shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. Wait for it, wait for it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tehavon. Now you can say it. Shabbat shalom, everyone.